Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared by the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy, happy, happy. Monday, St. Patrick's Day. Morning to everybody. Kobe, Amy in the building. Breakfast crew. Everybody out there on Apple and Spotify and all the major podcast platforms. Hello to you as well. Good morning, Michelle. Make sure you like and share the live as you come in. We are going to get started on this St. Patty's Day. I got my green on, representing. I couldn't find any green beer. Anybody had any green beer out there? Let me know how it tasted. Did you like it? I'm feeling good on this St. Patrick's Day Monday morning. I feel like a lot of people getting some sleep and sleeping in. I don't blame them. But you know, I don't mind working on some holiday, especially St. Patrick's Day. You know, if it ain't Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'm pretty much gonna be here Monday through Friday, as you know. A lot to talk about today. A lot went on over the weekend. There was a lot of updates in the Diddy situation. I don't know if y'all watched it, but a lot of updates came in Friday night. Nothing major, but they did change the trial date, which was a win, which is a win for the diddler. He is going to, him and his attorneys wanted to push the trial back a little bit and start jury selection a little later than what was planned. And turns out he got his wish. So we're gonna get into that. Also, Kanye West, y'all. It's getting to a point where I'm just out on Kanye West. I ain't. It gets to a point I don't have time for certain people, and you know I like Kanye. I've been rocking with Kanye for a long time, but this latest episode of him crying because he's fighting to be able to have his daughter North, him and Kim's daughter North, on a song, kind of glorifying Diddy, and it's like a tribute to Diddy or whatever. And I was definitely turned off by that. And you know, being a father, you know, I have a child, and I know a lot of fathers that have gripes with the system, and fathers, we almost feel like second-class citizens when it comes to the system. I understand that part of it, but it's a lot. It's a lot of like a lot of I don't know what the words. It's just more serious issues going on in the worlds of us fathers than Kanye West crying about putting his daughter on a Diddy song, an 11-year-old on a song with a guy who's right now in prison and got all kind of allegations about essay and all of that and just nasty stuff. And you're literally fighting and complaining because Kim don't want her on there and y'all fighting over trademark. You know, they're rich people problems. I just feel bad for the kids. So Kanye, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk about that, but I think I'm out on Kanye, y'all. Also, what another thing we're going to talk about today? What in the world happened to this poor girl, 20-year-old, I think med student or PhD student, very a student, Sadiqa Kanaki, out in Punta Cana. I don't know if you've been following that story, but she mysteriously disappeared, and we trying to figure out what the hell happened to her. I have always, if you've been following my career, I've always covered these type of cases. These were the cases that people kind of know me for, where a young person or a woman or somebody, a child, comes up missing, and nobody knows what happened. And if it don't add up, if I look at the case and it don't add up, that's usually when I insert myself and try to bring some awareness and some theories. And this is one of those cases where this 20-year-old was basically abandoned by her friends and ended up with another man named Joshua Reeby. And they were the last ones together, and he returned to his room eventually, and Sadiqa hasn't been seen since. And they're wondering where she go. Did she get kidnapped? Did she drown? So we're going to talk about that one. It's a sad one. If y'all not following that story, believe me, you need to be following it. And what do we always say? We all are paranoid about our kids and college. And oh my God. Here's another example. And me and my best friend I just told you about his talk with his son. I even talked to his son, who's I think 19 now. And man, you got one of the biggest lessons that you have to drill in your child's head once they become a teenager or older is be careful who you go places with, and be careful who you think are friends, because one wrong move and your ass could be never seen again. As a matter of fact, I just had a talk with my best friend's son before he went back home, and just told him, like, I know old people, we feel like, we just always on y'all back, but we just worry, and it's a crazy world out here. I told him, I cover these stories, and I see so many kids coming from great homes and have a bright future, and then they get caught up with the wrong friends or the wrong situation, and then they're never seen again. So I'm gonna talk about the Sadiqa case, Kanaki. Really, that's a lot of people from TikTok and my earlier journeys know that I was one of the ones that always would step up and bring awareness to stories like that, to try to help and help the family and, get some clarity of what the hell happened. I don't know what happened, but we're going to get into that. People are losing it, y'all. So let's start with Diddy. We're going to start with Diddy, and then we'll go from Diddy to Kanye a little bit, then Kanika, or we might do Kanika before Kanye. We'll see how I feel. So let's get started. And a couple announcements. We are about to hit 100K this week. It'll be Thursday or Friday. We are going to celebrate an independent podcast that's about to hit 100,000 downloads in a little over 4 months. Is unheard of. Let me just clap it up for y'all. I don't know what the hell made y'all think that I would be good at a podcast, but damn it, y'all was right, and y'all are supporting me. We are an independent podcast, and we making it to a place where only 5% of all podcasts, I'm talking about from the beginning, since they ever started podcasts to currently today, only 5%. Y'all know how low a percentage that is? Only 5% make it to 100,000 downloads, and we doing that shit in 4 months. No big corporations. No, I've been turning all the brands down because you're not about to tell me what the hell I could talk about. My belief is in my people, and I told those big brands my community gonna support me, and I wasn't lying. Y'all been subscribing, but we need more subscribers. Come on, y'all. The subscriptions have slowed up a little bit. Let's get back to subscribing. This is what keeps this podcast an unbiased, edgy podcast that's going to talk about whatever the hell we want to, and it's very inclusive. And that's what people love about it. As a matter of fact, on our road to 100K, we celebrating. I don't know if I'm going to make a big sale. I'm going to do a celebration, though. I'm going to give something. I don't know if we're going to go half off on the hoodies the day we hit 100K, or what, but we're gonna do something big. But let me just as I celebrate what we have accomplished here real quick before we get into this Diddy mess, let me just give you a couple of the no, I'll come back to it. Remind me to come back to because I want to get into this Diddy stuff before I get too long-winded. Remind me to come back to some of the comments that I've received, some beautiful compliments about this podcast. And it's so fitting for me to read these to you on the week that we are about to hit 100 fucking K downloads, 5%. We might be the only independent podcast that got we probably one of the only independent podcasts that even got 100,000 downloads. I don't know. I got to do some research, but I'm going to read a couple things when I do the subscribers and all that. So don't let me forget to tell y'all what some of the people been saying about this podcast. Cause you know me, I like to get right the fuck into it. I don't want to be doing too much talking before we get to the business. So let's talk about Diddy first. So if you remember, I was telling y'all that the Diddy and his legal team, after wanting a speedy trial, they said they wanted to push it back a little bit. They wanted to they wanted to do something with the jury selection. They wanted to do something a little differently. And they got their wish. On Friday, they had a hearing, and we about to go over it. And I'm going to tell you some of the fake news that's out there. If you're following somebody that's not about the culture on this Diddy stuff, that's not from the culture or been involved in it, you getting some vanilla news. I'm going to tell you now, because it drives me crazy to hear some of these people covering the Diddy case and some of the stuff that they say that lets me know they don't know shit about Diddy or been following any of this before this case. So let's get into it. Now, this is from ABC News, not my favorite news source, but I try to spread it around so we don't get, just one side or one whatever. So I try to use different articles so that we spread it around and we get a fair assessment. But ABC News is not one of my favorites, but this is from ABC News. Sean Diddy Combs pleads not guilty to superseding indictment. Jury selection to begin May 5th. Y'all already see the bullshit started, right? Off the headline alone. All this time, the trial was supposed to start at May 5th. Diddy and his legal team was saying they were ready. They wanted a speedy trial. Prosecution agreed. And here we are in the 25th hour. The trial isn't starting May 5th. The actual opening statements were supposed to start May 5th. But now it's going to be the jury selection. It's going to start May 5th. And then the actual trial date opening arguments has been pushed back a week to May 12th. Not too bad, but definitely a win for Diddy because that's what they were pushing for. And they want to interview 600 jurors. This is unprecedented. They want a jury. They want to pick from out of 600 people. They want to interview. We're going to get into that. Let me not spoil the spoiler alert. So let's go into this ABC News article. Sean Diddy Combs pleaded not guilty Friday to a superseding indictment that charges him with forcing one of his employees into sex acts. Combs, whose hair and beard were noticeably grayer, entered the New York court unshackled in a khaki two-piece jail uniform. He smiled when he saw members of his family, including his mother. They were seated in the courtroom. "Good afternoon," Combs said to Judge Aaron when he was similarly greeted. Now, let me stop right there real quick because a lot of people were going around. This is one of those cases where I said people who not from the culture just say whatever. So about him being gray. Now, of course, prison gonna stress you. So I'm not gonna say it's not gonna stress you, but these journalists or these reporters talking about Diddy's hair was full of gray. He must be stressed out. Y'all, Diddy been gray. Diddy been full gray for years now. Full gray. The only reason it wasn't gray is because he had the Just for Man popping. Now I'm just giving you context. You know, I don't give a shit one way or the other. If Diddy, if they right or wrong, I'm just giving you context of when you following these people who don't follow the culture, know nothing about Diddy, know nothing about the industry. They only know about Diddy once he got picked up. So they just saying anything. She was, and the person was like, and when I saw him in December, it was a little gray, but now it's full gray. It's like, okay, September, he had his fresh Just for Man going. All his hair was black. Couple months is when the new growth started coming. Now, I ain't a hairdresser, but let me explain this to y'all. You got new growth, and then it grew, so you saw some of it in December, but now we in March. So now you're looking at his full regular head. And like I said, of course it's stressing them out, but I'm just trying to get some context to these people who saying shit that don't make sense. If you was watching during the quarantine, Diddy was full grade in when we was all quarantined, and he was on that talking to the white girl and doing all this weird shit. Remember, he had a full head of gray hair because nobody was going to the barbershop, nobody was buying shit, everybody was staying home. So that's just a small example, but that's the type of news coverage you're getting from people who don't follow none of this shit. Only thing they're just following it because it's a trending news story. They don't know shit about the culture. But that's why you got me. I feel like Draymond Green and the basketball players with podcasts who actually was there. So you get a whole different feel when you get in the coverage from somebody who was there. I'm like an NBA player talking about the NBA. So let's continue. So now that we done debunked that, Gray, now, of course he's stressing. But I just want to throw it out there because it annoys me because people who don't know nothing about it, you know, the average listener, they just listening for information. Now they're really like, oh, he's stressing. He's got gray now. And really, he been had gray. That's no news at all. He been gray for years. He damn near 60 years old. All right, let's continue. So one of the new indictments expands the time frame allegedly of his criminal conduct and adds to alleged victims. The second new indictment said Combs forced employees to work long hours under the threat of physical and reputational harm and forced at least one employee to engage in sex acts with him. Y'all know I think that's Phil. The one that they saying that the new indictment is saying that one of them engaged in sex acts with him. I'm willing to bet money that's the guy Phil who was Diddy's assistant from 2019 to like 2021 or something like that. He was the one, if you remember, that was in the documentary talking about he had to do all the cleaning up and all the nasty, picking up all Diddy's nasty juices all over the place, baby oil all over. He said he was slipping and falling all over baby oil. You know, it was just a hot mess. Him. I think it's him. So the article goes on to say Combs was arrested last year after being charged in sex trafficking indictment. He has denied all of the allegations and has already pled not guilty to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Opening statements for Combs' trial are scheduled to begin May 12th, not May 5th. Mark that on your calendar. And I still, FYI, haven't heard anything about the Enterprise letter. But I'm on their ass, no Diddy, so don't even worry. I'm going to get to the bottom of that. The judge decided potential jurors will begin filling out questionnaires on April 28th before in-person jury selection begins May 5th. The aim is to question 300 potential jurors per day until a jury is seated. So they want to do this for 2 days, Diddy and his cronies. So not 300, they want to do 600. Something that has pretty much never been done before. Article goes on to say federal prosecutors said they have as many as 20 potential witnesses, aside from the 3 main alleged victims who could testify about Combs' conduct. Many of them are incredibly frightened at becoming publicly known or known to Combs' legal team. The judge said their identities must be disclosed to the defense in the coming days. So they're going to have to, these witnesses who are scared to be named are about to be named. And it ain't going to be on the low no more. And I feel them because they know Diddy has resources. They know Diddy has been caught up in blowing up people's cars, allegedly. Diddy has been caught harassing the one girl from Diddy Kane, or not the Diddy Kane, the one girl from Dirty Money. They said he called her, texted her 150 times about the lawsuit that came his way from Diddy Kane. He has just been a fucking mess behind bars. Diddy been breaking more laws behind bars than he broke outside of the bars almost. But that's neither here nor there. Now, ahead of the trial, prosecutors said they would make a strong argument to include video depicting Combs kicking and dragging Cassie. You're not trying to use video that would in any way be deceptive. That's what the judge asked. Prosecution says, of course not, Your Honor. But the defense, however, has insisted that the video is deceptive and signaled they would attempt to exclude it from the trial. It's a misleading piece of evidence. It's a deceptive piece of evidence, Combs attorney Mark Agnifilo said. What's deceptive about, let me just take a pause right there. What's deceptive about the video? You're beating Cassie's ass. I don't care if it's fast speed, slow speed, medium speed, the speed that I see these chickens and roosters running and jogging out outside. I don't care what the fuck speed it is. Whooping ass is whooping ass. Ain't nothing deceptive about that. So I think this is another argument that's not gonna go anywhere. You want to take out video of you whooping a woman, your woman's ass. It's talking about it's deceptive. But it lines right up with your fake ass apology. So I'm trying to figure out, what are we doing here? What's deceptive about it? I know in the previous article they were saying that the CNN sped it up, so it made it look like Diddy was moving faster. And I'm like, okay. So if he slowed it down, that just means that he would have been whooping her ass for a longer period of time in front of our eyes. So how is that how is that misleading or deceptive? I think it would be worse if they slowed it down and made us and watch them do it in slow motion for 5 minutes or whatever. But let's move on. The defense has confirmed through a forensic video analysis of the CNN footage that the government provided to this court of the footage provided by CNN in response to the defense subpoena that all CNN video footage was substantially altered in significant respects. As a result, the CNN videos do not fairly, accurately depict the events in question. Bullshit is what I say, but I'm just a podcaster. I ain't in the court. Lucky for Diddy. So in a statement, a CNN spokesperson denied the claim that the video was altered. So now even CNN saying that they didn't alter the video. So now CNN saying they didn't alter it. The defense says it is altered. Which one do you believe? Which one do you believe? So with all that said and done, basically what you have is a court case that has been moved back from, actually opening arguments were supposed to start May 5th. They will be starting May 12th. The jury selection for Diddy is like a jury selection we've never seen before. There will be they're trying to interview 600 jurors. They want private questioning. They want extra time. They want all type of extra questionnaires. Diddy, These jury selection requirements from Diddy and the defense are ridiculous. This ain't no damn making the band, Diddy. This ain't I want to work for Diddy or none of them shows that was on MTV. This a court case, my nigga. Diddy and his legal team think that this is Making the Band Part 5. It's funny. But let me keep it real. I don't blame him. Like I told you before, and I've been seeing a lot of people saying it after I said it too, but the most important part of a case is the jury selection. So although I'm talking shit about Diddy and his legal team and how hard they're going on the jury selection, I can't blame them because any real prosecutor or lawyer or defense, anybody will tell you that cases are often won and lost at the jury selection. So I can see why he's going so hard, but it's still like he going too hard. I think like 600 interviewing 600 people is a bit much, and I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I don't blame him, but it still is like too much. And then you got Kanye. You got Kanye West coming up in the mix, arguing with his ex-wife, Kim, mama to his child, arguing because he wants his 11-year-old daughter on a song glorifying the diddler, Mr. Mohawk. And Kim don't want it, and he crying about it. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But let you know what we have to do. We got to get into this Kanye West thing first, and then I'm going to go to the subscribers. But let's get into this Kanye West first and just touch it. I ain't even going to spend a lot of time on this, but it is a story that's really pissing people off. So let's talk about it. This is from Page 6. Kanye West, Kim Kardashian feud as he drops new song featuring daughter North and Sean Diddy Combs. Now, I recorded the beginning of this song because it has Diddy talking, but they so hate me. I don't even want to play the recording of Diddy talking. They might try to hit me with copyright strike or some shit. You know, I don't trust the diddler or none of them Stevie J ass looking dudes. So I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna just tell you what he says. So the song starts off. Diddy comes in talking about, I appreciate you, Kanye, because nobody, ever since this situation happened, nobody helped. Nobody reached out to my family or children. Everybody been whatever. And so he was thinking, he's like talking from prison. You could tell it's from jail, from prison. And he's thanking everybody or thanking Kanye. And Kanye say, well, man, you raised me even when you ain't know me. And then Diddy's just thanking him again and talking about how nobody, all his industry friends have basically left his ass to rot. And then that's the beginning of it. And then it goes into the song. And then you got Diddy's son rapping. Diddy's son sound like one of them rappers that be on like TV shows. You know, when your TV show have a episode about somebody rapping and they songs always sound all extra cheesy and the lyrics sound all cheesy, kind of like Empire. You know how some songs is just made for Empire, but they wouldn't make it in the real world? That's kind of like how Diddy's son rap. Like it sounds like it's not a real rap. It sounds like it's supposed to be for a movie or a joke. Anyway, so then King Combs comes in rapping and talking about how he always gonna be cool under pressure and hyping up his dad. I can't blame him there. You know, you're supposed to hype up your dad and your parents, so I can't hate on him for that. I can say the lyrics sound trash and his voice I don't like the song. Anyway, so then he goes in there rapping, and then North comes in chanting something about when I shine, you see the light when I shine, or something like that. And after North said that, Kim and the whole internet went berserk. Then they got to arguing back and forth because I guess Kim trademarked Northwest name, and so I'm thinking Kim can tell Kanye to pull that song or pull North off the song. I don't know yet because they just arguing, and Kanye said it's all out war now. And then what you have is Kanye posting screenshots of Kim saying she trademarked North name, and he said, I didn't know anything about it, but then she said you agreed to it and said that at 18 it goes back to her. All I know is Kanye West ain't nobody about to be coming to your defense. He's on the internet crying about fathers' rights and this and that. And you think we about to feel sorry for you because you want to put your daughter on a Diddy nasty diddler? His name is the Diddler. Like if you search Diddler, it pulls up Diddy. That's how much his name is Diddler now. And you're fighting, you're arguing and fighting and trying to bring all the rest of us men who have children that we may feel slighted in ways. Don't bring us into your shit because we're not arguing about copyright names and putting our child on the song of Diddy. We be arguing just to see our fucking kid. We be arguing to have some say-so as a father and not feel like all we are for is for money to pay for shit. But at the end of the day, we don't have no rights. That's what we be arguing about. Don't pull us into this shit because you talking about how fathers get treated, and because you arguing to put your 11-year-old daughter on a song with a person who is on the trial of the century for trafficking with thousands and hundreds of allegations out there. And you think we supposed to be rallying for your ass. And and y'all know I'm a big Kanye fan. I ain't gonna say I'm not now. He pissing me off now. Y'all know I was a Kanye fan before people even knew who he was. But he just doing way too much now. And it's like, I'm tired of making excuses for him. I'm tired of ignoring him. I had to speak on this because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like when people take real issues and mix them up into bullshit. Meaning, we do have an issue with fathers and their rights to their child. I think that is an issue. I think for the most part, I think guys get second class, get treated second class when it comes to their kids. You don't see me on this bitch complaining about it every day, but I do think it's an issue. But I don't, at the same time, Kanye, you're trying to put your daughter on a song with this monster, and then you trying to use it as how fathers don't have. Nah, man, nope. Nah, you fight that one on your own. Don't bring fathers into that shit, Kanye. That's your own. That's you. You fight and argue against the whole world of why you getting your rights taken, but you the same one posting porn. You got 30 million followers and you posting just straight porn on X. And then we supposed to be arguing and fighting for you and fighting and wondering why you don't get whatever when it come to your daughter. Kanye, just from me to you, Kanye, been a big fan. But this is way too far, bro. You doing way too much. I'm not about to be one of them stands. If you still standing and arguing and standing up for Kanye at this point, that's on you. I'm done with that. I want Kanye to get some help and get back to the Kanye that we used to love. It's almost like it's almost like he's struggling with not being relevant because of his talent. You know, he was always relevant because he was this genius. He would have a hit song or a hit clothing item, you know, the Yeezys, different songs and he produced different hits. But all of a sudden, if you notice recently, only noise that Kanye making is to say shock jock shit. Is to say the wildest. He's not getting any attention for this genius that we have called him for all these years. He not getting no attention for no music he just made, unless it's bad attention. He's not getting no attention for none of his merchandise. You remember at one point, every time he drop a pair of Yeezys, the whole world would stop. Niggas be in line, fighting each other for some Yeezys. I remember people was asking for my email so they could order extra Yeezys. I didn't even understand what, but they needed more emails because it was a limited supply. So, you know, I never bought no Yeezys. I was not into Yeezys like that. So my friends and people around me, they loved Yeezys. So they would use my email when they would come out so they can buy more Yeezys. That's how crazy it was. But now he not getting none of that attention. And so since he can't get it for his talent, he's getting it by just being a jerk. And I'm going to just call it out for what the fuck it is. Anybody could be mad if they want to be mad. But if it was me or if it was anybody else or anybody you know acting like this, y'all would be killing that person. If I was doing what Kanye West doing, y'all would be canceling me and all of that. So I ain't going to give him no pass. So hopefully Kanye West, my big-headed boy, I love Kanye, man, the old Kanye. I hope you hear this. Man, get back to the talent and the music and the shit we know you for. Because this, every other day, you just saying the craziest shit you can say in your head. It's old, it's tired, it's played out. I don't even want to talk about it. I just said I'm tired of ignoring them. So I brought him I talked about him on this podcast episode. But really, I'm at the point where I really just ignore. Because I know what it is. See, once I know what you're doing, it doesn't entertain me anymore. You literally have turned into a shock jock. Somebody just, hey, he figured out if he can go against the grain, that's how he keeps himself in the algorithm. So when everybody loved Puff, y'all remember Kanye West was dogging Puff on the Breakfast Club. And when a lot of people were standing up for him, I'm talking about like in the industry. But then when all the allegations started coming out and everybody started hating on Diddy and everybody started calling Diddy for what he was, what he is, now all of a sudden, Kanye West has went 180 degrees and now all of a sudden he the biggest Puff supporter. Kanye has just turned into a contrarian. I'm going to call him Kanye the Contrarian because his new formula, since he can't get us with his talent, is he's going to look at what everybody else feels and then he just going to go the other way. And the play is tired. If y'all want to keep riding that roller coaster with Kanye, y'all more than happy. I'm more than happy to let y'all do that, and that's y'all choice. I'm not riding this roller coaster. Pay attention now. As you watch Kanye, all he does now is figure out, okay, if everybody's going right, I'm going to go left and say it loud and be ignorant. And that's his thing now. That's his shtick. And I'm done with Kanye. And I don't like it. But what I do like, and we're about to get to Sadisha Kanaki in 1 second, but what I do like is the subscribers. And why I like the subscribers, because they allow this podcast to be here and continue to flourish. You can hear the content I'm talking about. You can hear how straightforward I'm talking to these motherfuckers. Big corporations don't want to let me do this. So the only way I can continue to do this is if you subscribe. If y'all stop subscribing, or if I don't have subscribers, I got to turn this mic on and start talking about the latest relationship issues and celebrity life. Nothing. If without the subscribers, I would have to be on this bitch talking about bubblegum topics, and I wouldn't like that. And I wouldn't do it probably. So appreciate the subscribers. Let me shout y'all out. And also, I got a couple things to read. So we got Sherry donated with a $5 subscription. That's CHERRY. So clap it up for Sherry for a $5 subscription. If you want to subscribe to the podcast and keep these lights on and keep Truth Alive, go to look in the subscription. It's the Buzzsprout. Subscribe to the podcast. You'll also get exclusive content. What more can I say? Another subscriber of the day, though, and I will shout you out. You subscribe, I will shout you out. And one more thing I need to remind y'all, so y'all don't be coming at my neck when this trial starts. Y'all know I have the best Diddy coverage. I have a live correspondent that will be in the courtroom every day, and I will also be popping up in the courtroom. They've invited me. So at that point, y'all know it's going to be travel and everything. So all I'm saying is maybe a couple weeks before the trial starts, subscription prices will be up. So get your subscription now, because I don't want to hear nobody mad at me when the subscription price go up, because flights to New York and back, I'm out the country, costs a lot. So I got to go up on the subscriptions, but I'm going to be bringing the best Diddy. I mean, they already know I'm the best at covering Diddy. That's why all his Stevie J's and all the Rich Dollars and all his little Mohawk Diddies be trying to come on my page, because they know I'm the best. I ain't saying nothing no different than everybody else, but I'm the best at it. And my shit is real. And I ain't on here just pandering. They know when I talk, people listening, because they know I'm saying the freaking truth. So get your subscription now. And subscriber of the day is Jasmine with a $10 subscription. Jasmine, you are so sweet. Go Jasmine, go Jasmine, go Jasmine, go Jasmine, go Jasmine. Jasmine subscribed and I like it. I didn't have any shoppers, so no shopper of the day today, because y'all done gave gave and I don't like it.com a little break, but I ain't mad at y'all. But I do have a special something coming for this 100K that we about to hit up. So everybody in the chat, say thanks to Jasmine and everybody who subscribed and all of y'all who listen. Even if you ain't had a chance to subscribe or buy nothing in the merch, hey, one thing about this community is we all work together. If you ain't got the funds, just share it. Y'all been sharing it. Y'all been telling people about it. So even if you ain't contributed no money, you are very valuable, because this is a team effort. There is no way in fuck an independent podcast should reach 100,000 downloads in 4 months, especially one like this one, where I'm calling motherfuckers out left and right. But because of y'all, here we are. And I like it. We here. An independent podcast. And not only that, we hitting 100,000 downloads with 5-star rating across all major platforms. And you know, when you opinionated, it's people that want to give me 1 star just because they mad because I dogged Elon Musk, or they mad because I dogged Diddy, because they say I'm bringing down a black man. It's so many people who mad at me for different reasons, but we 5 stars and I love it. And that's why I've been saying it from the beginning, but I think y'all starting to feel me, that we have the best community, best following group online, and it ain't even close. Let me read you. You know, I got 3-year-olds putting on the Flow Show No Filter in a mullet competition. Come on now. In a mullet competition. I don't even know nothing about mullets, but check this out. This is from the fan mail to give you an idea of what we got going on here before we get into Sadiqsha. Here's one person say, hey, love this podcast episode. It's refreshing to hear someone on a podcast with an audience that focuses on the evidence and not taking this personal. This is how we get the truth, even if it's hard for people to hear. Truth, truth, exclamation mark. Thank you for that. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about what kind of community I want, but only thing that matters is what kind of community I actually have, and I have the one I want. And y'all know that's what I want. I want an inclusive community. We all might have different opinions, but we come here and we talk about all the cases that matter. And I'm just happy that my vision is coming true and people are seeing it. I got one more for you. Hey, Flo, thanks for the shout out. Woohoo, you made me feel special as I started my day with your podcast. You have no idea how refreshing it is to be part of a group that is truly inclusive. Everybody is welcome. I will do all I can to support keeping you independent. And I'm out. And I quote, come on, y'all. If that ain't beautiful, we got all these people talking about loving the community that we build. It's inclusive. And I told you, people giving me messages and they tell me I'm out. I love it. We got our own language and everything. So we're going to get into this and keep it moving. Just wanted to shout y'all out. It's no movement like this. And anybody that got a podcast, they know. Your podcasters watch my podcast and know they can't do nothing with me. So the best thing they can do is just be cool with me because you don't want me on your ass. Speaking of on ass, no Diddy. I'm on the DR's Punta Cana's ass right now. Because I want to know what the fuck really happened to Sadishka Konaki. Check this out, and then we're gonna go into it.
Top story tonight: a retired FBI special agent is one we continue to follow out of the Dominican Republic. A St. Cloud State student is still a key witness in the search for 20-year-old Sadishka Konaki, who vanished while on spring break.
The St. Cloud State student is believed to be the last person with her 10 days ago. Fox 9's So-Young Kim joining us in our newsroom now. And So-Young, his parents are speaking out through their attorney at this point.
Kelsey, Randy, his family says he's being detained in the Dominican Republic despite his willingness to cooperate. This surveillance video shows what authorities say our 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student Sadishka Konaki and 22-year-old St. Cloud State University student Joshua Reeby in Punta Cana. They can be seen together on camera not too long before she vanished in the early hours on March 6th. Dominican Republic police say Reeby is considered a witness as the search for Konaki continues and say this is a missing person investigation, not a criminal case at this time. Now, his parents are speaking out through an attorney saying, quote, despite his full willingness to cooperate, Josh has been detained under irregular conditions and subjected to extensive questioning without the presence of official translators or legal counsel until Wednesday, March 12th. They also say he has remained in his hotel room under police surveillance. According to a police interview transcript obtained by Fox News, Reeby says they met that night, then made their way to the beach. The two were talking in the water when a big wave hit. He struggled to help her ashore. Then at some point, he threw up and passed out. Several hours later, he returned alone to his hotel room. His family also asked everyone to pray that Sadishka be found and returned home to her family. And according to the police transcript, there are some questions Reeby has been advised by his attorney to not answer, like how he felt about the situation or if he told anyone about what happened. Live in the newsroom tonight, So-Young, Fox.
Before I get, because I gotta come in a little measured, because I'm already on 10. So let me try to come in a little measured, a little calm. This is calm flow. This is Zen flow. I'm in my Zen. I'm taking a deep breath. Flow. Don't go off. First of all, I want to say we came together. We leave together. That's the quote of the day for this case. We came together. We leave together. Okay. Preach that to your children. And I do got some young listeners too. Young listeners out there, especially women. You come together, you leave together. That rule has been in place since the 1900s and before. The Zen shit ain't working. I'm pissed. I'm gonna let it out. First of all, you got a young lady out with her friends at the hotel. Her and her friends meet a couple of guys, one of them named Joshua. Joshua is the person of interest. Now, they say person of interest is not a suspect. But if he's not allowed to leave and you took his passport, then that don't sound like somebody who you think is innocent, but I'll digress. So they meet. It's around 3 a.m., whatever, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. when they 4:15, I believe, is when they on camera walking to the beach. Joshua is holding and grabbing Sadichka as they go to the beach. Now they all go to the beach, but only people who leave the beach alive is Joshua, whoever the other guy was who was cool with Joshua, and Sadichka's friend. Sadiksha, her friend. They all made it. Now, this guy, Joshua, has told 3 different stories. Now, I'm trying to be as calm as I can because this story is pissing me off because I feel like it could have been prevented, and those are the ones that piss me off the most. So check this out. So the 3 stories he's told, he said that he was wading in the water and he got sick and just got out. Then he said he was wading in the water with Kanaki, which is Sadiksha. Kanaki. He was in the water with Kanaki and a wave hit them and then he got out. Then he finally said, no. The 3rd story, which is the story he's sticking to now, is that he was in the water, in the beach, in the water with Kanaki, and they were kissing, and then a big wave hit them, and a rip current took them out, and then when they lifted them to the surface of the water, him and Kanika yelled for help. Nobody helped. And then he began to swim back to shore, holding Kanaka in one arm and swimming with the other. He's saying he swallowed a lot of water and blah, 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 blah. And then he says he said she couldn't swim at all. Like she couldn't swim, or basically he did everything according to his story. Then he says when they get closer to shore where he can touch sand, he pulls her in front of him, and then she starts to walk in knee-high water. Now, this is where this shit don't add up antenna start going crazy. It ain't just that he done told 3 different stories. He was drunk. Everybody seemed like they were drunk, whatever. But he says after they just nearly lost their life and he allegedly saved Kanaki, ladies, I need y'all to tell me in these comments, does this sound right to y'all? If a guy saves you, you just went through, you almost drowned and died. This guy saved you. He pulls you in front of him. You're in knee-high water. This is what I'm the king of. I take a part of the story that don't make no fucking sense, and I put a spotlight on it, and then I've worked from there. Now, that's a lot of things that don't make sense, but check this out. You want me to believe after you just saved her life, it's 4:30, 4 something in the morning, you on a beach where waves is crashing. She gets to knee-high water, and he says she starts walking at an angle, still in the water, towards where her belongings were because the water put them away from their belongings. Now that sounds like nothing to most people, but you know what somebody like me say? Nah, you lying, bro. And he said he asked her at that moment, was she okay? While she's walking at an angle, leaving the water. And he says, I asked her, was she okay? But I couldn't hear the answer because I was vomiting. So much don't sound right about that. But check this out, y'all. First of all, if somebody just saved your life and y'all I go to the beach all the time. Y'all know that. Once you get to the part where you can walk, you doing a straight beeline, straight ahead to get out the fucking water. Once you get on nothing but sand, now you make that left or right to go to wherever your belongings at. Who is going to just get right fresh off of being saved, still in the water, knee-high water, who going to still be walking across the water? That don't add up with human nature. That don't add up with common sense. That makes no sense. You're going to walk straight ahead until you get the fuck out of, you don't want to be in a toenail worth of water after you done almost lost your life. So when he told that part of the story, I had saw this story already. But when he told that part of the story, I said, Flo, you got to talk about this shit on the podcast. Because everybody pointing out the obvious shit that he lying about. Oh, yeah, he told 3 different stories. Oh, why did it take the friends till 4 o'clock to call the authorities? I'm going to be honest with you. That could look wrong, but I could explain that. I could make an explanation of how that may have happened. But when you tell me the story and you're going to tell me that this poor little girl who was just swept out into the middle of the fucking ocean to a point she couldn't do anything but just hold on to you, and you were trying to help her breathe and all this stuff you saying, and then you get back when she can finally touch the ground and she's in knee-high water, you mean to tell me after this life-threatening situation she just went through, she's walking at an angle? She's not trying to get out the water. She just want to walk at an angle, still staying in the water, but to go get her stuff. That's bullshit. And once I see one part of the story that's bullshit like that, now I'm breaking down the whole fucking story. Now I want to know what really happened, because you lying now. You lying. If somebody if somebody pulled me to safety, the minute I could put my foot on the ground, I'm going straight ahead out of the fucking water. Then I'll go look for my stuff. I'm not going to still be lollygagging and moseying around in the same water that just pulled my ass to the middle of the ocean. So he lying there. Then you do all this. You the biggest hero in this story. You saving, you risking your life for this stranger Kanaki that you don't even know, but you risking your life, and he swallowing water and holding her, and he fighting and making sure she all right. But the minute you get to land, y'all pretty much don't even talk anymore. Y'all don't even talk anymore after this, and you're such a hero. Where did the hero go? Because now the next step is, when you out of the water, you don't just say, are you okay, and vomit and go to sleep. I'm sure adrenaline got to be going. You just was in fear for your life. So you don't check on her? You was Mr. Hero, Mr. Gentleman in the water. You risked your life to make sure she was okay. But when you get on land, you don't check shit at all. And then on top of that, it's another thing. Women in the chat, tell me if I'm lying. And I know this about women because every woman I know is like this. Almost every woman. Even when they messed up, even when they are in the middle of being messed up, a woman is going to check on you, especially if you just saved her life. Any woman I know, I've had some times, my auntie, Tanya, I remember she was bringing me a hamburger. I was a little kid. She was bringing me a hamburger and she slipped on the steps and fell down, bust her ass and really was hurt. In the middle of her pain, she asking me while she's getting tended to, she asked me, did I like the hamburger? How was the hamburger? And I know that's like a silly little example, but I'm just giving you an example. Women in particular are going to ask you, are you okay? Or say something. So now I got to believe that you just saved this woman's life, this med student, this college student, this progressing little female. You just saved her life and she didn't ask, are you okay? Or she didn't say thank you, or y'all didn't talk about this at all? I can't believe that. That don't make sense. In my mind, the way that scenario would go is once you pull her and she's walking, she's going to walk straight ahead, make sure she out that water, you walking behind her. And when you get out there, she going to say, thank you. Are you okay? Da-da-da-da-da. It's going to be some talk going on. It ain't a person walking this green earth that can tell me after a life-threatening ocean situation that when we get to shore, we just basically go our separate ways. I just watch you go angle out of the water, the dangerous water I just saved you from. You're not walking out of it. You're just angling towards your stuff. And I'm just over here vomiting and throwing up. Then I just go to sleep. And then I assume you just left me. Not to mention, I'm sure if you just saved somebody's life and they just left you, I'm sure you'd be kind of pissed off about that. Or I'm sure you would want to reach out and check with her or something. This such bullshit, I'm going overtime. I'm over my time on the podcast, but if you know Flo, this is my bread and butter. I've helped bring back a lot of women and children with the help of my boy Prophet. Back in the TikTok days, we have got a lot of people home and we've raised noise about shit like this. And I'm sorry. I'm not one of those. This is why I didn't jump on this story immediately. I'm not the person that, okay, this happened to her, so I'm automatically attacking the last dude that was with her. I'm not that. I go into it trying to feel his story first. So I went into it like, let me see what his story is. I wasn't looking at him. I'm like, let me see what his story is. Okay, he changed it 3 times. That sounds shady, but in my mind, he was drunk, everybody drunk. All right. I still didn't dive into it. But I'm telling y'all, when he said she just walked after he did all that, and she just walked at an angle in the beach, and I asked her, was she okay? And I couldn't hear the response because I was vomiting. I said, this nigga lying. That's the first thing my brain said. I said, he lying. I don't know if he did it. I'm not going to say. I got to do more digging. I would not throw that out there. And I will say he's just a person of interest, y'all. For sake of being fair, I have to say that he's just a person of interest. So I can't say he did it. But let me tell you what I can say. That story he told ain't what happened. Ain't no fucking way. A woman, I could see that poor Kanaki coughing and being out of breath and still like, thank you, are you okay? Something. Women are gonna check on you. Men, we might forget sometimes, or sometimes we get in our world and we just men. Sometimes we do shit like that, but I don't care. I've seen it too many times. Women, especially when they're in the care of a man or they're with a man, even if she fucked up, she gonna be checking on you. And I don't see any of that in that story. I see a crazy situation happen. We make it to safety, and then we just go our separate ways. And I'm supposed to believe that. Do y'all out there believe that? I don't believe that. So this person is still missing. Parents have flown to Punta Cana. And let me tell you something. The reason why I bring awareness to cases like this, because a lot of times people don't realize it don't need to be no celebrity shit for it to be a cover-up. And it don't always have to be somebody who covering up did something. It could be a case like this, and a lot of people don't understand. When you have areas that's big on tourism and they make a lot of their money on tourism, those are the places that will quickly say, hey, that was an accident. Move on. Nothing to see here, y'all. Why? Because they don't want the tourist dollars to slow up. So they don't give a shit about our child or your child, my child. They want to keep the money rolling. So it's in their best interest. I'm talking about the DR. It's in their best interest for it to say it was an accident. Because if they say it was a murder, now people might not be coming. If they say she was trafficked or kidnapped, now people might stop. They might stop coming. So for somebody like me, knowing that world operates like that, I take cases like this and I amplify them every fucking time. Because most listeners, most people who just live in their daily life, not really paying much attention to this shit, they won't see this case as a possible cover-up. When this is exactly the type of cases that get covered up because of the fucking money. Let me give you an example. I did Riley Strain. Nashville makes a lot of money on their tours. Similar situation happened to Riley Strain. He was 22 years old, out with his frat buddies in Nashville visiting. He's drunk, goes off on himself. Next thing we know, he's in the river. And we don't know what the hell happened to him. And the same thing happened in that case. They quickly said it was an accident. He just fell in the river, move on, nothing to see. In other words, we need our tourist dollars to keep coming. And the more you hear me talk, you see why I say we got to subscribe. I'm going to say shit and bring shit that the rest of these podcasters and rest of these YouTubers, they not going to break the shit down like this. They're going to talk about whatever they see and what everybody else saying. But I haven't even heard nobody even go into the fact of how these destination places are incentivized to say it's an accident. And so that's why the parents flew out there. The parents think she was kidnapped because they say in those waters, she would have risen to the top by now. And I've heard plenty of experts say the same thing. They say that unless she's caught in a reef, and they've looked at all the reef areas and stuff like that, they say her body should have came up to the surface. Another theory is that someone showed that you can easily dig. You know, this guy's a wrestler, the person of interest. He's a wrestler, lifeguard, very in shape, young guy. And they were saying that you can you can dig a 5-foot hole in 5 minutes, 5-foot deep hole. So that's one. That's another scenario or theory that's floating out there. But one thing I'm gonna say is, whatever that story he telling, it ain't making no sense. I want to know what he said to the friends, to his friends when he returned at 9 a.m., 8:55 a.m. or whatever, when they have him on surveillance and he returned. I want to know, did he tell this how he saved his life and her life? Did he tell his friend that? He might not have. I don't know if he did. If he didn't, that's another red flag. This is a red flag fest that we have here. He was so intoxicated and was able to pull both of them to shore, but then he just took a nap after that and didn't wake up until the mosquitoes was biting him. He returned without his clothes. I don't know if they said his shirt was in his back pocket. He had no shirt on. He had no shoes on. Where is his stuff at? One thing about being drunk, you eventually sober the fuck up. I've been drunk before at night. If I go to sleep for 4-5 hours and wake up, I'm sober now. But apparently he's still drunk because he's at the beach. He didn't even go get his shoe. He didn't do. What the hell were you doing for 4-5 hours? Now they say that the people that was with her didn't call and didn't report the authorities until 4 o'clock. Sadly, with these young folks, that could happen. But another thing I don't like is, why would you take her phone and wallet and then not report her until 4 o'clock the next day? And she don't have her phone or wallet. Then you return to the hotel 4 hours later after taking a nap, after saving this girl's life, and after you asked her, was she okay? You didn't hear an answer because you were vomiting. Well, did your vomiting ever stop, sir? Did you vomit for 4-5 hours? Because I'm thinking eventually you would stop vomiting, and guess what? You can ask her again. You can walk over to the direction she went to. You ain't do none of that. And so another reason why Joshua, the person of interest, another thing that shows me he can't be trusted is he has a girlfriend. And I ain't about to get into the who cheat, everybody cheat, these certain people don't cheat. I don't know about that. This ain't no relationship podcast. Y'all it's plenty of those. Go tune in them for that. I'm just saying, if you straight up on 4K cheating on your woman, you've already showed that you will lie. So I'm not condemning or judging in that aspect. All I'm saying is you already shown you a lie. So who knows what lies you could have told? Now me, what it sounds like to me is his story is describing what happened, but it was something nefarious happened. Like, I believe they were in the water. I believe he did something happened. It was triggered. Something happened. And I think when he asked her, was she okay? and he says he can't hear, he didn't hear a response. I think that was him asking, was she okay after he had did something to her? Because one thing about it, we all know when people lie, they got to mix some truth in with that lie. That's the best lie. The best lie is mixed in with some truth so that when certain stuff comes out, it doesn't make you look guilty. So in my mind, I think he did ask her at some point, was she okay? And I think she was out. I think she was probably dead. Now, this is just speculating. I don't know. But I think, and then I'm thinking at that moment when he realized that she was dead, possibly that's when he started vomiting. That's when he started vomiting. And that's why he didn't hear a response, because she was dead. And it's just funny. Usually where the story stops, it abruptly, this story that he told abruptly stops. Remember, he has said that he was holding her in his arms. He got so many details, all the way up until the details we need to know. What the fuck happened when y'all got, well, after you saved her life, we don't know nothing. But he is saying that he carried her, he tried to make sure she could breathe, all of this stuff. But he don't describe what happened after they were saved. And the reason, another thing, why that's a red flag, because the reason why we don't know much details after that is because that's when he went into cleanup mode, allegedly. Now, again, it's just my theory. He's just a person of interest. I'm letting the story develop. I'm just telling you what I think may have happened based on what he's saying. I'm only basing this off of his story. The reason why the story stops abruptly at she went to walk to get her belongings in the water at an angle after I just saved her life. She didn't walk just straight out of the water to make sure she was completely out the water. No. She gonna walk at an angle and stay in the water that I just saved her from, okay? But the reason why the story stops abruptly there, I believe, is because when he asked her, was she okay, and she didn't say shit, he said, oh shit, she dead. Now he vomited. And now he goes into cleanup mode. I don't know what happened, but there's a reason why his story stops there. And it's also a reason why he would leave her story with her halfway in the water, walking out of the water. So that leaves us all guessing, well, is she in the water? Did she make it out the water? Look how convenient his story is. He can't just say he left her in the water, and he won't completely say he saw her out the water on shore on dry land. He says she walked at an angle while she's still in the water to go get her stuff. Man, I know that father and that parents is over in Punta Cana going crazy. Now, I don't know. Like I said, she could have been it can anything. I just don't believe his story. So I'm going to say it again so people don't think, I don't want to throw him under the bus and have everybody running around saying that I said he did it. I'm saying based on his story is not believable at all. And so if I'm thinking he made this up, he had to make it up for a reason. So if he made it up, I'm thinking he had to say he kissed her. I'm thinking he set it up to where if her body is found and they find out that they inspect her and find out he did more to her or whatever, he's already said they were in there kissing and this and that. Like I said, this is one of those ones. I hope she's found, or I hope either she's found or I hope the family gets justice. we tell our kids all the time, and we just reminded one of our own, because, you know, as a family, my best friend's kids is like my kids. My son is like his son. And it's funny, we just had a talk with his son about being careful who you go places with. Everybody that you call friend ain't a friend. Because true friends would have never let Kanika, Sadiqsha, Kanaki. True friends wouldn't have let her be alone and leave her alone with a guy, a stranger they just met, with no phone and no wallet. So all the kids out there, now you see why your parents and why me and why my son, we be worried to death about y'all because of shit like this. I remember my son, 14 years old at his new school, was going 14 or maybe he was 15. He was going to homecoming. He was at my house. And my son, you know, I don't never go nowhere. He'd be chilling. But it was homecoming night. I let him go to the little restaurant or something with the rest of his friends. And he left at about 10. He's normally in. Come midnight, he wasn't home yet. I said, oh, shit. Text him, nothing. First thing I thought, his mama gonna kill me. That's the first thing I thought. I said, his mama gonna kill me. 12:30, he finally texted me. He said, Dad, I'm on my way. We just finished eating. And he finally got home. It was like 12:53. It was a little bit before 1. I told him, bruh, don't ever do Dad like that. I was over this bitch having a heart attack. But that's how we worry because of these kind of stories. And what I'm saying that for is just like my best friend Darnell talked to his son about going places because he went somewhere that he was kind of like far away. And then after he had that talk with him, I turned around and had to talk with him. I said, this Uncle Flo talking to DJ. That's his son. That's my Darnell's son name. I said, be careful. Be very careful who you go around. Only have a select few that you go around with. And because in a blink of an eye, you could be gone. Because I know the type of friends, and in my family, especially women, they not letting you go nowhere with no stranger. And they not around. You're gonna have to come with them. It just wouldn't happen. I've seen women, even when the woman wanted to stay, 3, 4 of her girls say, excuse my language, they be like, bitch, you coming with me. And now I see why women be on that. I've been young and running around in Miami and doing stuff and had a woman that, you know, we kind of connected on the trip and she say she coming to kick it with me. And then next thing I know, her girls is like, no, she not. I'm all mad. I'm pissed off. But I understand it now. So I'm telling all the parents out there, I know we say it to our kids till we blue in our face. But I need you to get bluer. I need that face to get even more blue because you got to say it again. I told my best friend D, the best, most important thing you can tell your kids once they start transitioning from a kid to an adult is to be careful who you go places with. Be careful who you call friend. It could be the difference between life and death. So I'm going to continue to dig into this Sadiqsha Kanaki case. I hope she's safe and sound somewhere. It doesn't look good. Like I said, dude's stories sound crazy. I could poke so many holes in his stories like a fucking wiffle ball. Why did you not check on her afterwards? Why did she not check on you? Why did y'all have this crazy experience, a life-saving experience. Why did y'all not talk about it at all? She didn't thank you for saving her life. She didn't ask you, were you okay? You asked her, was she okay? But you couldn't hear her answer because you were vomiting. And so let me tell you another thing about liars. One thing about liars, when they tell a story, two things they're going to do for sure. They're going to make themselves the victim. And when he told that story, he was talking about how he was taking in a lot of seawater, trying to make sure that she was breathing and not. And then another thing they're going to do, they're going to make themselves the hero in that story. And that's what he did in this story. And this is just textbook fundamentals. He made himself a hero, and he also made himself a victim in that same story. If you notice, the story is 90% about him. We don't get much information about her in his story. Pay attention. This is narcissism. Just listen to his own stories. We don't have many details about her in this crazy ass story. How? How could you not? How are you not describing what she was doing? How are you not describing how she was walking? When you asked her, was she okay? Was she grabbing for your life? This story reeks. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Happy St. Patrick's Day, as always. I love y'all, but I'm out. Yo, 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 yo. Happy St. Patrick's Day. What's going on, y'all? Thank you, Mini-Me. You know, I try to bring the heat. Y'all know I got to make sure these other podcasters know they can't fuck with me. They better just steal my takes and keep doing that. They ain't got nothing coming over here. I am the best. I am the best. They know it. Good morning, beautiful ladies. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Good morning, beautiful ladies, Shauna and Amy. We got some things. I sent you a song request. Let's hit the song request. So yeah, y'all, this is crazy. So I'm gonna talk some more about Kanika. I just gotta get our people loaded. Y'all know the drill, but we're gonna talk some more. I'm gonna talk some more about what's going on with Kanika. And that don't make no sense, man. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. This Kanaki Sadiqsha case is crazy. I'm always in the zone, Jennifer. Yeah. So let me give me 1 second, y'all. I'm about to get us loaded, get us locked and loaded on Apple and Spotify. And I got some more coming up on Sadiqsha case, Diddy, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about Kanye. Give me a second. So yeah, what do y'all think about that case, y'all? Let me look at some of y'all comments. Thanks, Diamond. I had a great weekend, Diamond. I enjoyed myself. I had an amazing weekend, caught up on a lot of rest, and was able to just relax. What do y'all think about this? About what's going on, though? Like Mini Me said, so many cases of women going on vacation and coming up missing. I cover so many of them, I lose track. But this one sounds crazy. This don't sound right. This don't sound right at all. Make sure y'all like the live, please. Hey, K Marie. I see K Marie was in the building. But yeah, it's definitely our jobs to let our kids know they cannot hang out with. That's were not her friends. What female friends leave their friend with a random dude with no phone and no wallet, and then don't even say nothing until later on the next day? Like, no, that don't make no sense. I don't know, y'all. I know the parents. I feel sorry for the parents. Math ain't mathing at all. I'm with me and Amy. Me and Amy will definitely be thinking a lot alike on a lot of things. But I definitely think that they kicked me out. No, they just kicked me out. That's that. Hey, look, that's that overseas. I'm on an island. I'm sorry, y'all. Them tropical islands, they just don't have the same Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. Hey, look, on the islands, I don't know if y'all been to many islands, but the Wi-Fi ain't the same. But I wouldn't trade in the weather for y'all Wi-Fi though either. I wouldn't trade it. I deal with the Wi-Fi. because it's 80 degrees every day. Every day it's 80 degrees. Yeah, I live on an island. Yeah, I live on an island. Come on now. Y'all know I'm on an island. But yeah, man, that don't sound right, y'all. Y'all got to talk to me on this one. What is going on with that story? I'm like Amy. I just don't want to be too loud because I don't want to condemn that man, because I do have a big platform, and I didn't want everybody like, I don't want the whole world screaming, but I definitely think that this is what I think. I think they were having sex. I think he accidentally, I think he unalived her. I think she didn't, like, she wasn't breathing or something. And then I think what happened is that is at the point when he tried to grab her and swim in or something. And when he tried to grab her, when he grabbed her and swam in, because think about it. Even in his story, it sounds like, this is where his story don't make sense. Thank you. So check it out. Even in his story, do y'all notice when he's saying he got her under his arm and he's swimming to shore or whatever, he don't say that she was swimming and gagging or none of that. He act like, as far as even his story, it was like she was motionless. He didn't say nothing about her kicking and trying to fight or anything. And if she motionless, well, how did you put her in front and then she just started walking halfway in the water at an angle? Nah, they was in there having sex. Somehow she drowned. I don't know if he did it if it was intentional or not intentional. I can't really put my finger on that yet. But it feels like she died while having sex. Somehow she drowned while they were having sex. He pulled her to the shore and realized, when he was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" and she didn't answer, then he started vomiting, realizing that she was dead. And that's when he went into cleanup mode, in my humble opinion. And I don't know if he buried her. But I don't know. He might have buried her. I don't know. Yep, by hugging her neck. Exactly. That is definitely, y'all. That's exactly what I'm thinking happened. I'm thinking that because his story, that's why he told that story last, because he really didn't want to say any of it. But then he thought about, I guess, well, if it's witnesses, if it's this or that, he want to say that certain things that happened. He want to mention them. Hold on one second, y'all. Then you got to remember, on top of all that, he got a girlfriend. Yeah. I'm thinking it's something like that. I'm thinking because that story he told, there are some facts in that story. And when he said he was trying to make sure she could breathe, He was holding her above the water, trying to take her to safety, but she was already dead. She was already dead. That's why when he said, "Are you okay?" That's why she didn't answer. Then he started vomiting. Sad, sad story. Yep, mini me. I agree. Yeah, I think we own something, guys. I think it's something like that happened. I think something like that happened because ain't no way, it don't make no sense. And then why would you go? Then you just go to sleep. It don't make no sense. Then you just go to sleep. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know, man. That story don't make no sense. And like I said, I wasn't going into this story, which is why I didn't cover it. I wasn't going into this story thinking that he did something wrong, or I wasn't going into it just for that. I was going into, okay, let me see what his story is. And when he told his story, so what you saying? Let's see what Lauren said. Lauren said, all truth comes to light, though not too far where I live. When the incident occurred, they found Chelsea Brooks' Halloween costume around the corner from my house. Big news, big story. Years back, he went on the run for a while. But it came out that they got down. He strangled her, panicked, hid her body by factory. Workers found her months later. Yeah, you got to start from the beginning, Diamond. We went in today. And let me tell you, Mini Me Ben told me about this story. So shout out to Mini Me, because I remember Mini Me putting something about Sadishka. I saw Mini Me put something about Sadishka in the chat. So Mini Me been on this story, and I had saw the story, but like I said, I didn't think nothing was too strange until I heard him say he saved her, and then she was walking halfway at an angle in the water and towards her stuff. That's just a bold-faced lie. Oh, it's hard. Well, Sadiqa Diamond, we just talking about Sadiqa Kanaki, the woman, the 20-year-old that's missing in Punta Cana in the DR, and how the guy Joshua, the last person she was seen with, or the last person that we know of that saw her, his story ain't adding up, and we ain't buying it. And her parents feel like if she was in the water, she still would be, she would have came up by now or have floated. So they feel like she was kidnapped. But if she wasn't kidnapped, she could have been buried. I don't know. But his story don't make no sense. I know that. I know his story don't make sense. There you go. Amy said, girl went on a trip to DR. Old dude is with her, shows up alone on camera. Sounds a lot like Natalie Holloway. Yep. So it's definitely a weird story that we need to pay attention to. On this St. Patrick's Day, thank you for everybody joining me today on this St. Patrick's Day. Y'all know I don't mind working on my off days. Y'all show me so much love. Please keep subscribing. This Thursday or Friday, we're going to hit 100,000 downloads, and we celebrate. We we definitely celebrating Thursday or Friday of our accomplishment of reaching 100,000 downloads to place ourselves in the top % of all podcasters podcasting. So we will be partying Friday or Thursday. If y'all share this and give me a lot of downloads, we might be partying Thursday. But if not Thursday, we for sure partying. Look. I love my one thing about our community. We don't believe the bullshit. And I like what Kingdom Fitz said. Kingdom said, him going to sleep is trying to account for the time. That's his cleanup time. I like it. And I like it. That's exactly what it is, Kingdom. That's his cleanup time. I'm going to get to your updates in a second, Mini-Me. Go ahead and keep putting them in there. I'm going to read them. I'm going to go straight down the line in a second. So go ahead and keep dropping updates in the chat, Mini-Me. I'm going to read them all back to back to back. But yeah, that was his cleanup time. He ain't went to no damn sleep. Hey, look, one thing about it, I don't care if you drunk. I don't care how drunk you are. If you save your life and another person's life, you sober now. You done sobered up. You not drunk no more, my nigga. You not drunk no more. You just not drunk no more. I'm sorry. Let's check the I'm checking for the ticker, the Mini-Me ticker. Hold on. Where Mini-Me? Okay. So let's go quick through the updates. Live from Mini-Me. We got Gene Hackman left $80 million to his wife, but since she died days before him, the money will go to charity instead of his 3 children. I saw that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I saw this news too. According to Mini-Me, allegedly the truck driver involved in Angie Stone's accident abruptly quits his job and goes missing, according to a former colleague. I saw that too. That Angie Stone situation is getting big, is getting crazy and crazier by the day. Bitcoin millionaire and Mighty Duck star Brock Pierce offers Wendy a mansion to stay in and have medical care. That's so sweet. And we don't like it. Yeah, so we got to figure out what the hell happened. Yeah, I thought y'all see Tiger Woods dating. Oh, shoot, let's see where we at. Okay. You got to find out what happened to her, though, y'all. Another thing that don't add up. Let me look at my notes because I had notes of this shit. There's no way after drowning anybody is staying in that water. Look at Amy say, how about Tyler Perry gonna pay for Angie's services and scold the music industry for shady pay practices, but he had shady pay practices for movies. Y'all are funny. No witnesses. Somebody else asked the same question. Now they're asking me. They said, if she was saved from a rip current, why wouldn't she just exit the water instead of walking in knee-deep water? I'm telling you, that's the smoking gun of the whole story. He had drunken sex and didn't realize that she couldn't breathe and she drowned. That's what if I had to put my money on it, that's what I think happened. and he tried to bring her to shore. And once he realized she was gone and she wasn't talking to him, he said, "Are you okay?" That was it. Wow. I definitely gonna dive back into Luigi, y'all. Don't worry. Mini-Me say police who arrested Luigi. Luigi gave him a snack to get his DNA. Look at Diamond said Tyler is the last one that should be talking about shady practices. Tyler is a wrangler for Oprah trying to save the prince and all the other mess. Yeah, it's a lot going on, ain't it, y'all? Let's see if we got. No, they ain't ready yet. Yeah, man. I'm definitely keeping up with this case. Sadiqa Kanaki. We got Sadiqa. We got Diddy, Jay-Z and Tony Busby. We got Luigi. And I might have to start digging into Angie Stone case a little more. There's a lot going on with it. I just try to focus on what we focused on. But that Angie Stone situation is definitely looking like shady. Yeah, he's definitely. Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. If somebody saved you, you're not going to just casually be walking at an angle down to where your stuff is. You're going to get straight out of the water. Can't nobody convince me of anything different. Excuse me. Yeah, y'all funny. But what a show to open up our week, y'all. We start this week with a bang. We starting this week with a bang, y'all. We came out the gate with some heat on a Monday. No, they didn't find her yet. I'm gonna be watching today to see what they come up with, but I'm telling you, dude. That story he telling, that ain't the one. That story he telling ain't the one. I'm locked into this one though, y'all. So I'm gonna be on top of it. Whenever we get some new news on it, I'm gonna bring it to y'all. Yeah, you been on it, Amy. Amy been on one. She been waiting since Friday to come in here and be on one. Oh yeah, the DR story is way too suspect. Had he had a normal story, I wouldn't even be covering it. I mean, I might have announced it because she missing, but I wouldn't be digging. But his story makes no sense at all. And I know anybody with common sense knows that story just does not make sense. It sounds like a lie. It sounds like a lie. Yeah, Kobe, this crazy. This crazy, bro. All right, everybody say bye to Mini Me. She got it. She got to get out of here. Got to get them taxes done. Do your thing, Mini Me. Mona said, I ain't paying that, and I don't like it. I'm with you, Mona. Don't pay that. Jackson Hewitt trying to charge $200. Nah. Let your dad friend do them. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. Hang on, y'all, till give me 5 minutes or 4 minutes. We waiting on the Apple and Spotify episode to upload. Then we good. So I'm gonna stay on here with y'all until this Apple and Spotify upload. It's taking a little bit longer because today's episode. Today I went about an hour and a half on the podcast. But I don't be trimming about time for real. I just try to keep a schedule, but today it needed to be longer. I couldn't help it. Exactly. Since when a man did something, since when has a man saved somebody's life and ain't told everybody about it? I remember I saved my sister's life when she was a baby. I was 8 years old, and I had just learned the Heimlich maneuver. Our school had just taught us the Heimlich maneuver to help people when they were choking. My sister was, I don't even think she was 1 yet. And she was eating these chickens. She was eating these chicken and got chicken bones or some chicken stuffed in her throat. And she couldn't breathe. When my mom had her, I was right there with my mom. And my mom was patting her on her back and it wouldn't come out. And I don't know what made me tell my mom to give her to me. I'm only 8 years old. My mom gave her to me though. And I made my fist and I put my hand there and I did the Heimlich like up under her stomach. And that chicken came flying out shot out like a bottle rocket. Saved her life. I was 8 years old. I don't even know what the hell made me think. And shout out to my mom for giving her to me too, because one thing about my mom and my dad, they trusted me. Even as an 8-year-old, they trust what I said. And I told my mom, give her to me, Mom. I know how to do the Heimlich maneuver. And I lived like my sister she would be dead today if we didn't get that out of her throat. And I told everybody that story. Every chance anybody would listen, I told that story. So ain't no man about to save no life and don't tell the story. Yeah, that's a true story, G Money. Like I was 8 years old. I had just learned the Heimlich maneuver in school. I went to a good school, Shaker. Shaker was one of the best school systems in the world. And so they just had taught us the Heimlich maneuver. And my mom was in the kitchen with my young sisters. My sister was not even 1 year old, I don't think. She was a baby. And my mom said, Book, my nickname Book. She said, Book, your sister can't breathe. And she was pounding her on her back. And on my sister, I remember that day, she was just like, she couldn't make no noise. I said, Mom, give her to me. I know how to do the Heimlich. My mom gave her to me. And I remember it like it's yesterday. I made a fist. I put my other hand over the fist. And then I put my fist right up under her belly button. And I pulled in tight. And like the second pull, that chicken came flying out. Like, boom. And then she was fine. Saved my sister's life at 8 years old. I don't even know what the hell made me even. That's why I've always been I've been the most confident person ever in life, because I don't know what made me think that I could save my sister's life at 8 years old by doing the Heimlich maneuver that I had just learned in school. But the shit worked. And shout out to my mom for trusting me. Because my mom was doing the old school, just hit on the back. Back in the day, you just hit on the back. That chicken wasn't coming out. My sister couldn't breathe. I was like, saved her life. Yeah. Because it didn't take me till I got older till I realized, wow, my mom had to have a lot of confidence in me to give the baby to me. Because shit, we ain't had no time to play when you're not breathing. I don't know how much time you have, but it ain't that long. But my mom trusted me and gave me to her, and two pumps, and that chicken came flying out. Shout out to my sister. I know, Shauna, they should have had me on the news, but it was so like we just went past it. I think after that we just went back to singing Tupac. We just went back to singing and rapping Tupac again. Damn, Kingdom said he tried resuscitating his grandmother, but she was already gone. Damn. Sorry to hear that, Kingdom, but I like that you jumped in there and tried to save her, though. That's what I would have did. I would have tried to resuscitate her, man. Shit is. I almost think I can do everything. That's my problem sometimes, but I'll be good at a lot of stuff. I'll be getting shit done, though. I'll be getting shit done. Damn, this episode taking forever to download. I ain't even get a toy. I didn't get nothing. My parents expect me to say live. Mouth to mouth. Yeah, my parents expect me to say lies. I ain't getting no special treat for that. I even only told y'all that because I told everybody about that story every day for like probably 10 years straight. And so what I'm saying is, guys, we gonna tell a story. We gonna tell people if we save somebody's life. He saved his life and her life and didn't mention it or didn't make a big deal about it to nobody. Shit, that's something that you're gonna want to tell somebody immediately. That's something you want to tell immediately. Like, after he saved her life, you would think he would be calling his friends or saying something like, man, you don't believe what just happened. He vomits and just goes to sleep and then just wakes up and walks to his room like ain't nothing happened. Not buying it, y'all. Not buying it, y'all. Not buying it at all. All right, y'all. I'm loading it up right now. Hold on 1 second. I'm loading up Apple and Spotify as we speak. As explicit. Boom, 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 boom. Save and update episode. Publish. All right, y'all. Apple and Spotify are ready to go. They up and ready. I appreciate that and love y'all. Let's get the I'm out. Yeah, the story is especially sus. Yeah, I'm getting that toy. I'm getting that toy now. Now my mom. I can't wait. He still be bragging. That's what I'm saying, Shauna. So shout out to mom. And my mom, if you watching, remember, tell everybody that story about when I gave Heidi the Heimlich maneuver that I had just learned in school and saved her life. Tell everybody that story, mama. But let's get to I'm out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We I'm gonna keep looking into the Sadiq Shah. I'm gonna get to the bottom of what the hell going on with Diddy. What else we got going on? I might look into Angie a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna have time, but I've definitely got you on the Diddy news and the update on Miss Kanaki. Shout out to the parents. We're gonna try to do whatever we can. No, that's my kid. No, hold on. No. Let me back that up. No, that was my mom. No. My mom, that was my sister. And I did name my sister. I named my sister Heidi. I'm out. But yeah, that was my sister. Right? I named my sister and I named my brother. I was a grown ass little kid. I'm out. Peace and love, y'all. Much love to y'all. You know I love y'all. Everybody hold me down. Amy, Lauren, me, Jennifer, Shauna, C Tuck, we them boys, Kobe One, Shinobi, Sybil, G Money, Kingdom, King Fit. If I missed you, you know it ain't on purpose. I'm out.